Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're going to be looking at a company called DatChat,
Okay.
ticker symbol DATS.
All right.
And, this company's been on a little bit of a roller coaster ride in the market
Yeah, it has been pretty volatile, hasn't it?
lately,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
But it's a really interesting company. They trying to make their mark in the world of privacy-focused communication.
Which is definitely a hot sector right now.
Yeah.
Very, very relevant.
Yeah, very relevant.
Yeah.
People are, more and more concerned about their their data.
Right.
Yeah.
All the breaches and hacks and, people are very concerned.
Yeah. So let's start with the most recent news.
Okay.
On January 8th, 2025, DatChat stock took a major hit, plunging almost 64%.
Wow.
It's been a wild year for them so far,
Yeah.
up over 393% year to date.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, comparatively,
Right.
the Dow Jones is up 13.48%. NASDAQ's up 24.86.
Right.
This is massive.
Yeah. So what's behind this big drop?
Well, the catalyst for this steep decline was their announcement of a registered direct offering.
Okay.
So essentially, they're aiming to raise $5.1 million
Okay.
by offering 1,200,000 shares at $4.25 per share.
Okay. For those of us who aren't, Wall Street veterans,
Yeah.
can you explain what a registered direct offering is and why it would cause this reaction?
Sure. So basically, imagine you own a piece of a pie.
Okay.
And now that pie is suddenly cut into more slices.
Okay.
But the size of the pie stays the same.
Yeah.
So your slice is going to be smaller, right?
Right.
That's what share dilution is.
Okay.
So with a registered direct, offering the company issues more shares, which decreases the value of existing shares.
So if you're holding DATS,
Right.
your piece of the pie just got a little bit smaller.
Ex-
And on top of that, DatChat has been losing money and burning through cash very quickly.
Right.
And analysts are projecting declining sales this year.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
Not really a vote of confidence.
Yeah, it does raise some valid concerns. I mean, investors look at a company's financial health as a major indicator of future success.
Right.
And right now, their financial picture isn't very bright.
Right.
But, before we write them off completely,
Yeah.
it is important to look at the full story.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Okay, so despite the recent dip,
Right.
DATS is still up significantly for the year,
Right.
and there are some technical indicators that
Yeah.
actually look pretty promising.
Okay.
For example, both the 50-day and 200-day moving averages are suggesting a potential upward trend.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
I need a quick refresher here.
Sure.
What are those moving averages?
Yeah.
And why should we care?
Sure. So think of it like this. The 50-day and 200-day moving averages are kind of like trend lines.
Okay.
That show us the average stock price over a specific period.
Okay.
And so when these averages are moving upwards, it can indicate that despite short-term fluctuations,
Okay.
the overall price trend could be headed in a positive direction.
So even with this recent drop
Right.
and this, not great financial situation, these moving averages are
Ooh,
saying,
it could still go up.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a potential for an upward trend.
exactly.
Got
It's a signal that some investors use to identify potential buying opportunities.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got that.
Yeah,
But we've got other things to consider too, right?
you do, yeah.
Like the RSI.
Right. So we need to consider other factors such as the Relative Strength Index or RSI.
Okay, back to Technical Analysis 101.
Right.
What's RSI?
So imagine a scale where 0 represents an extremely oversold stock
Okay.
and 100 represents an extremely overbought stock.
Got it.
The RSI measures the speed and change of price movements to tell us where a stock sits on that scale. And DatChat's current RSI is 55.80.
Okay, so what does that tell us?
So an RSI between 30 and 70 is generally considered neutral territory.
Okay.
So in this case, it suggests that the stock isn't significantly overbought or oversold.
So it's kind of just taking a breather.
Yeah, it's just chilling. It
Yeah.
could go up, it could go down. We don't know.
Okay, so we've got these moving averages
Right.
that hint at a possible upward trend. And then we've got this RSI that's kind of like,
Yeah, it's neutral.
yeah, playing it cool in the middle ground.
Right.
Mixed bag so far.
It is mixed signals.
What else should we be looking at?
So to add another layer of complexity,
Okay.
the stochastic oscillator readings for DATS are currently above 80,
Okay.
which is another technical indicator
Okay.
that measures momentum.
Okay. Break that down for me.
Mm-hmm.
What do high stochastic oscillator readings tell us?
So high readings can indicate strong upward momentum,
Okay.
which would suggest that the stock might continue to climb. However, it can also be a red flag.
Uh-oh.
When the stochastic oscillator goes above 80, it can indicate that the stock is overbought, meaning it might be due for a pullback or correction.
So it's kind of like a warning sign.
It can be, yeah.
Oh.
Like it's going up really fast.
Okay.
That's great, but it
Yeah.
might be going up too fast.
Yeah, it might be due for a correction.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to look at the big picture.
Right.
You know, avoid making decisions based on just one indicator
Right.
or one news headline.
Right. So we've talked about the stock drop,
Yeah.
the registered direct offering,
Right.
some of these technical indicators,
Right.
which paint a pretty mixed picture.
Yep.
But what about DatChat, the company? Like, what are they actually doing?
Yeah.
And why should investors even be interested in DATS in the first place?
That's a great question. So to answer that, we need to shift gears a little bit and look at DatChat's potential.
Yeah.
So remember, they're all about privacy-driven communication,
Right.
which is a huge and growing concern
Yeah.
in today's digital world.
Right.
Think about all the data breaches, the privacy scandals,
Yeah,
the anxiety surrounding online security.
for sure.
It's no wonder that people are searching for safer ways to communicate.
Yeah, so they're trying to capitalize on this, growing demand for privacy.
Exactly.
But can they actually deliver?
Right.
Like, what makes them stand out
Yeah. What makes them different?
from all the other messaging apps
Yeah.
that are out there?
That's where things get really interesting. DatChat has developed a platform with some very intriguing features.
Okay.
For example, they have a patented shred function
Okay.
that allows users to permanently delete messages
Oh, wow.
from both their own device and the recipient's device,
Oh, wow.
even after the message has been sent.
That's a pretty powerful feature,
Right.
especially in a world where we're constantly worried about,
Our digital footprint.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what we put out there? It's
Yeah.
out there forever, supposedly.
Yeah.
But this is like actually gone.
So this is like really gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one example of how DatChat is pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of privacy-focused communication.
So they've got the tech.
Yeah.
They're in a rapidly growing market.
Right.
They're addressing real concerns about online privacy,
Mm-hmm.
what could potentially derail their success.
Well, the competition in this market is fierce.
Okay.
You know, you've got established players
Right.
like Signal and Telegram
Right.
that already boast massive user bases.
Yeah, they've got a lot of users.
Yeah. And plus, new privacy-focused apps are appearing all the time.
Right. It's a crowded market.
Yeah, it is.
So DatChat is facing an uphill battle here.
It is.
They need to execute their strategy flawlessly
Yeah.
and differentiate themselves
Oh, lately.
from the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they need to do all of this
Right.
while managing their cash burn and convincing investor. Right.
That they can actually become a profitable company.
Yeah, that's not an easy task.
It's not.
Okay, so for those who are intrigued by DatChat's potential,
Yeah.
but are also wary of the risks,
Mm-hmm.
what should we be watching for?
Well, definitely keep a close eye on their financial performance.
Okay.
Are they slowing down their cash burn rate?
Okay.
Are they showing any signs of revenue growth?
Right.
Those are crucial indicators
Okay.
of their ability to become sustainable.
And what about their user base?
Yeah.
Is it growing?
It is.
Okay.
Are they attracting new users at a healthy rate?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
User growth is a key metric for any company
Right.
in this space.
In this space. Okay.
And of course, any news about partnerships
Okay.
or new product launches could be significant.
So it's all about monitoring their progress,
It is.
seeing if they can actually deliver
Yeah.
on their promises.
Mm-hmm.
But what about this broader market
Correct.
for privacy-focused communication?
Is that something investors should have on their radar?
It's definitely a trend worth watching.
Okay.
As more and more people become concerned about data privacy and online security,
Right.
the demand for solutions,
Yeah.
like DatChat's, is only going to grow.
Yeah.
This sector has the potential to be a game changer
Okay.
in the tech world.
So even if DatChat doesn't become like the ultimate winner
Right?
in this race,
Exactly.
the underlying trend
Yes.
is still something to consider.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. Lots to think about here.
There is.
Before we get carried away
Yeah.
with all possibilities, let's take a moment to kind of summarize
Right.
what we've learned about DatChat
Sounds good.
so far.
Okay.
Well, first and foremost,
Yeah.
DatChat is a high-risk, high-reward proposition.
It is.
They're operating in a promising market
Mm-hmm.
with a unique approach to privacy,
Yes.
but their financials are shaky
Yes.
and the competition is intense.
Very much so.
So investors need to carefully weigh those risks
Yeah.
and potential rewards
Absolutely.
before jumping in.
Yeah. Do your research.
We've also seen that the technical indicators
Right.
are giving us mixed signals.
Mixed signals. Yeah.
Some point towards potential upside,
Mm-hmm.
while others raise red flags.
Yeah.
So it's a complex situation
It is.
that requires, careful analysis,
Yes.
a deep understanding of both the company
Mm-hmm.
and the broader market forces at play.
Absolutely.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
Right.
Is DatChat a stock you would consider buying, holding, or selling?
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah, a tough call.
I mean, we've seen, there's a lot of factors at play here.
Yeah, it's not a simple yes or no.
So, as we've discussed, DatChat presents, a unique blend of risk and reward.
Definitely.
It's a company operating in a space that's really capturing a lot of attention,
Mm-hmm.
but also facing, significant challenges. Right. It all comes down to your individual investment strategy and your risk tolerance.
Right.
Are you comfortable with a higher level of risk
Right.
in pursuit of those potentially high returns?
Are you a gambler?
Right. Or do you prefer a more conservative approach?
Yeah,
It's all about what you're comfortable with.
exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all answer
Nope.
when it comes to investing.
Not at all.
But hopefully this discussion has given you the information you need
Yeah, some insights.
to at least start thinking about,
Yeah.
making an informed decision about DatChat.
If you're intrigued by their focus on privacy and you believe they can navigate this competitive landscape,
Yeah.
then DATS might be worth, digging into a little bit deeper.
Do a little bit more research.
Exactly.
On the other hand, if you know the financial situation makes you nervous,
Yeah, if the risk is a little too high.
yeah, or the risks associated with such a volatile
Mhm.
market,
Yeah.
maybe it's wise to wait and see how things unfold.
Yeah.
Maybe sit on the sidelines for a little bit.
Let the dust settle a little bit.
Exactly.
But either way, exploring this company
Yeah.
has hopefully given you a little bit of a glimpse
Yeah, a peek behind the curtain.
into this world of privacy-focused communication.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting. It's rapidly evolving.
And who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, and it really, potentially could disrupt
Yeah,
the way we think about online interactions.
absolutely.
It's a big deal.
It is.
So here's a question for you, the listener.
Okay.
Think about your own digital life. How much do you value your privacy online?
Are you concerned about your data?
Are you actively seeking out platforms and tools that prioritize data security and user control?
Yeah. Or have you kind of just resigned yourself to the fact that privacy is a thing of the past?
Yeah.
Like it's gone.
It's like giving up.
Right.
Yeah. I think the answers to those questions might give you some clues
Yeah.
about the future of this market. Absolutely.
And the potential for companies like DatChat to succeed.
It's a conversation worth having,
For sure.
and one that's going to become more and more important as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure. So that brings us to the end of our look at DatChat,
Okay.
DATS.
Interesting company.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from their recent stock plunge to their innovative technology to their position in this exciting market.
Lots to think about.
We've explored the risks, the potential rewards, the broader trends, that are shaping the future of how we communicate online.
It's fascinating.
Really fascinating stuff. So
I'd
hopefully
say it's been helpful.
this has been helpful for you
Yeah.
and given you some valuable insights into the world of investing.
As always, we encourage you to do your own research, stay informed, and make decisions that align with your personal financial goals.
Yeah, we're just here to kind of give you a starting point.
Right. A little bit of information.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to Investing Talk Podcast.
Yeah. And share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends, family, anyone who's interested in,
Fellow investors.
fellow investors, anyone who's interested in learning more about, the stock market and investing.
Yeah. And leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we love hearing from you. So until next time, happy investing, everyone.